Hey, it's me again. We're back with the second video for 2-6, and let's just continue on with the notes. Okay, so in our notes we're on the page that starts with the factor theorem, and the factor theorem says that given a polynomial function f of x, the x minus c is a factor if f of c is 0, meaning if the remainder is 0. So if you have a 0 remainder, then the binomial x minus c will be a factor. So let's see what that's talking about. It's asking if any of these three things right here are factors. So how you check them, unfortunately, is they want us to check each one. So we would start with synthetic division for the first one. So let's see, that would be a -1 because it's x plus 1. And this is x minus c up here. So 1, there's no square term, so 0, -31, 30. Okay, bring that down. That would be -1. -1 would be 1. That would be -30. And that would be +30, and you get 60. So x plus 1 is no. It is not a factor. All right, next one, we're looking at 5. Okay, because it was a -5. So 1, 0, -31, 30, and do the synthetic 1, that would be 5, 5, 25, -6, -30, and that's 0. And that is a 0 remainder, so that's a yes. So x minus 5 is a factor, and we're going to check it. Okay, and then the last one is -6, and let's see, 1, 0, -31, 0. Okay, bring down, oops, that's 30, isn't it? Bring down the 1, -6, and let's see, that would be 36, +36, so that would give you a +5. And that would be -30, which is 0, so x plus 6 is a yes too. So that's all you have to do. It doesn't take very long. Okay, so now one shortcut, so we don't have to do all the numbers again in the polynomial, is that if this became a factor, if this guy became a factor, then we can take what was left and turn it into what's known as a depressed polynomial. Oops, depressed polynomial. And use that as our starting point, so we have less terms to work through. So if this was a 5th degree term, that means this one is 1 degree less. So this would be x squared minus 4x minus 25, I'm sorry, x to the 4th. This should be to the 4th, to the 3rd, 25x squared plus 28x plus nothing, because it's a 0 for the last term, so plus 0. So let's take that one, it's shorter, and do synthetic division with this next term, x plus 7. So 1, -4, -25, 28, and 0. And so we don't really have to write this out. We could have just used this, but I was just showing you what you're doing. So we're going to take a -7, and that would be 1, -7, that'd be -11, that'd be 77. And let's see, 77 minus 25 is 52. And 52 times 7 is 364, -364. And so adding that together, taking 28 away from that, would be -336. And -336 times 7 is definitely not going to get you, and adding it to 0 is definitely not going to get you a 0 here. So I'm going to just say no to this right away. So this one was a yes. This one is a no. And then Okay, so that one didn't work, but I can still use the smaller one to try to do it. So again, I'm going to go 1, -4, -25, 28, 0, and I'm going to use this time -4. So, doing synthetic again, this would be 1, -4, that would be -8, and -8 and -4 is +32, and so that would be +7, and that would be -28, which would be 0, and 0 times -4 is 0, and 0, 0, and 0. So yes, this one's a yes. And what's interesting, so we could check that, sorry, is the further reduced polynomial would be, we were on the 5, 4, so now it's x cubed minus 8x plus 7, 8x squared plus 7x. And we could try to keep going and find all of them, but that's not what they're asking you to do in this, so we'll move on. Okay, so now the directions say, hey, use the factor theorem and the given binomial, so we're assuming that this binomial is going to go in evenly, to completely factor the polynomial and give the zeros. So sort of like giving you a head start on what to use to divide. So we're going to start with -3 and 1, 3, -4, -12. So 3, 2, 1, 0, it has all the terms. So 1, that would be -3, 0, that would be 0, -4, and that would be +12. So sure enough, it goes in evenly. So one of my factors is x plus 3, okay? And the other one is, what's this reduced polynomial, is x squared plus 0x minus 4. And, okay, so those are the terms right now, and I don't need to do synthetic division to further factor that. That's a difference of squares. So it looks like I have x plus 3 as one factor, and then x squared minus 4 becomes x plus 4 and x minus 4. So there's my complete factorization of that polynomial, and if I set that equal to 0, I will get x equals -3 and plus or minus 4 as my zeros. Okay, so -3 and plus or minus 4. No, how about I did that wrong? I'm not even going to erase this. Look, erase the tape of it. Look, this isn't 4, x minus 4, x plus 4. Did y'all catch that? This is x plus 2, x minus 2, making that plus or minus 2. Sorry about that mistake. All right? Okay, let's try another one, just so we know we're doing the right thing. All right, so we're going to start with, we have 3, 2, 1, 0, so nothing to skip. We're going to do by 5 first. So 1, -2, -19, 20. All right, synthetic division. 1, that would be 5, giving you 3, 15, giving you -4, and -20. So this does go in evenly. So we have one term, x minus 5, one factor, and then the depressed polynomial would be x squared plus 3x minus 4. Okay, and so now we're going to use factoring to do this one. So isn't this x, let's see, minus 4, let's see, that would be 4 and 1, so it would be plus 4 x minus 1. Double check, that would be x squared minus x plus 4x, so that's your plus 3x minus 4, so that's right. So here's my factors. X minus 5, x plus 4, x minus 1. Set that equal to 0, so your zeros are -4, oh, there's my cat crying, 1 and 5. -4, 1, and 5. Okay? Okay, so number 5, I'm quickly going to go through. I've done it here for you, so you do it, you try it, and then see if you got what I got. So stop the tape and do it and come back to me. All right, if you're back, you should have gotten when you took synthetic division, this line right here, which makes the terms, the factors x minus 7 and 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. And then you have to factor 2x squared minus 7x minus 4. That factors to 2x minus 1 and x plus 4 and x minus 7. So here's your answer. X could be negative 4, it could be 1/2, or it could be 7. All right, I want to do this one out because it's a little more complicated to do the factoring at the end, but the start is right. We do have a 4th degree polynomial, so there might be several steps to get to that final answer. So let's see, we have 9 and negative 18, negative 73, positive 2, and 8. So we have 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So we have everybody. And we're going to take a negative 2 and our synthetic line. So bring it down. That'd be 8 positive 18, 0. That'd be 0. So we have a negative 70. Let's see. I think I did this wrong. This should be negative 18. So then we have a negative 36. And that would be positive 72. Let me erase that. Positive 72, giving you a negative 1 here. So that would be a positive 2, which is 4. And then you have your negative 8 and 0. So there you go. Shoot. So now so we have one term, x plus 2, one factor. I keep saying term, that's one factor. And then the depressed polynomial would be 9x cubed minus 36x squared minus x plus 4. So I have to factor this, and I'm thinking factor by grouping. If I take out 9x squared, I get x minus 4. And look what I have here. If I take a minus 1 out, I get x minus 4. So the grouping factors go 9x squared minus 1 and x minus 4. And I had x plus 2. So now those are 3, but I can go further here because see that square term, that's what you should be looking for. And isn't this a difference of squares? So I'm really at x plus 2, 3x plus 1, 3x minus 1, and x minus 4. So x would be, let's see, negative 2 plus or minus 1/3 and 4. So there's your 3 terms for that. I'm not going to work through the other examples, but they are the same way. I just don't want to make this video any longer. So your homework will be with homework 6 on that. So go ahead and I'll have you listen to the other videos before you start your homework. So number 3 video is coming up next.